Hello, everyone. Welcome back to High Five Real Estate Shop. My name is Derek. I've been selling on eBay for 18, 19 years now. And this channel, I just kind of go through the things that I've sold over the weekend and let you guys know what you could sell on eBay as well. Today is June 30th. We just had a pretty good weekend. Where we sold 27 items, including today's items, for a gross total of $524. Some pretty nice sales in there, some larger dollar items, and we're going to go through those and show you what you can be on the lookout for when you go to your garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores, auctions, storage units, however you get your items. So I do storage lockers. I buy storage lockers occasionally. I do garage sales. I do estate sales, and recently did an auction where I picked up some stuff from like a pallet store. They were going out of business. I don't really like pallet return stuff, but I had been looking for like Kohler items for sale because they're high quality, high dollar items. They aren't selling every day, some of them, but you can make a pretty good return on the investment. So I bought some stuff there. A couple of things in this group of things I'm going to show you sold, and out of that auction that I purchased 2 weeks ago, I think it was, and I've been listing them for 2 weeks now. We've had the first sales through that, and so we'll start with something that sold on Friday, back last Friday. It'll probably take me a couple hours to package this stuff up after I do the video here. I'll be cutting it pretty close to the timeline that I need to get these to the post office. So we're going to go through this as quickly as possible, and then I'm going to have to package all this stuff up. The first thing I sold was these Ann Taylor Petite size 2 plaid tartan cotton pants. They sold for $12 plus shipping on top. The next item that sold was from the auction. It was a lot of G.I. Joe Cobra Commander action figures, 3.75 size, and there were 7 of them in the lot, and they're all the same. So they all look like this, and they're already in a box ready to go. So the buy-in cost at this auction is going to be $226 divided by 226 listings. So I should get about 226 listings on it. So it should be $1 a piece. So this sold for $24.99. So if you take each one of those as being $1, then it's $7 into $25. So not bad. The next item that sold was an O'Lily shirt. O'Lily is kind of a European brand, so I would this is an old shirt, so I got this from a lady we used to buy from when we lived in Chicago, and she kind of had a shopping addiction, but her therapist would tell her to go through her stuff and purge. So she would come to us and she would purge her stuff to us. A lot of it never got worn. It was all smaller sizes because she was going to try and wear it, but some European names because she was going back and forth to Europe all the time. But very interesting stuff she would bring us. We would pay pennies on the dollar for the stuff. This sold for $4.99 plus shipping on top. O'Lily asymmetrical hem V-neck blouse, small. The next item that sold was the Joey Unicorn Freeze Pop Silicone Mold. It makes 2 popsicles. There's supposedly two available in the inventory, and this sold for $3.50 plus shipping on top. Had that a while, got that at a Walmart clearance aisle. The next item that sold is this 1985 World Champion 86 yearbook, World Champion Chicago Bears yearbook. Sold for $24 plus shipping on top. $40 years ago, man. This happened when I was in grade school. You know, the Bears winning the Super Bowl shuffle, all that stuff. Great memories. 40 years ago. That is crazy. The next item that sold is a New Era. So there's a New Era tag in there. It's not necessarily vintage, although it's not new. So it's got the Redskins logo on the back. It's got the W and the R on the front with the feathers. Washington Redskins, maroon and black, snapback hat, $8 plus shipping on top for that. Be careful listing Redskins stuff on eBay. Sometimes they like to pull it down, or people flag it as offensive or whatever, but just be careful with that. The next item is this audio CD, The Apprentice by Tess Curtison. This sold for $3.49 plus shipping on top. One of these days when I have a little bit of time, I'd like to go through those audio books again and kind of remove some of the lower dollar ones and maybe lot them together with some other the same author, similar author, and sell them together as a lot. So this next thing, Guided by Voices, this looks like a CD single with My Valuable Hunting Knife on it. This from 1995, indie rock, sold for $12 plus shipping on top. And I'm gonna have to replace this case, it's got a crack in it, but I will do that when I package it up. The next item that's sold is this Calvin Klein blouse. It's Calvin Klein, it's extra large. It is a V-neck, and it's got this like brown plaid on it, or these checks, whatever you want to call that. And that sold for $11.99 plus shipping on top. The next item is another magazine. So this is a Poop magazine from 1992 with Charles Barkley on it when he was very thin. So 1992, I don't know when he came into the league, probably somewhere around 88 or something like that. So that magazine in really good condition, it sold for $7 plus shipping on top. The next item that sold was a pair of shorts. Love Notes, size 3, so that's a junior size. Blue denim shorts. These sold for $5 plus shipping on top. And then another item from the auction sale. There's an Emerson thermal expansion valve 5-ton kit, new parts. So it's that stuff in there. I have 2 more of these available for sale. This one sold for $42.99. Those are really good sale, one of those auction sales. The next item that sold after that was this Lego set. Myrda from Brave. It's called Highland Games, and it was missing one brick. So I actually had to sit here and put it together to make sure it had all its bricks. It didn't. It was missing a brick. So we disclosed that in the title. And this sold for $24.99. But if it's complete and the box is in good condition, you could get double your money on that. The box is kind of trashed on that, and it's missing a brick. The brick you can get for $3 or $4 plus $3 or $4 in shipping. So it's not that costly. I mean, you can make it complete and then sell it. The box is trash though. So for somebody to want to display it, they're not going to be able to with that particular one. But they can get that set put together if they wanted to, and then they could resell it. And I'm not against that, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to pay $6 or $7 just to get one piece, and then you don't know if you're actually it's gonna sell. So the next item was Briggs New York brown mid-rise straight leg jeans 6P petite. These sold for $12 plus shipping on top. Alright, and $12 plus shipping on top for those. And the next item that sold was this Captain Hollywood Project Love Is Not Sex CD. It's in his dance and pop. That sold for $3.37 plus shipping on top. The next item that sold were these vintage wood pole rings, 1 3/4 inside diameter, 7 pieces, new in the bag, part number blah blah blah. They use these for like curtain hangers and stuff like that. $8 plus shipping on top for those. The next item was this Megadeth CD single. Yeah, it's got 3 songs on it. Sold this one for $4.50 plus shipping on top. Next thing that sold were these shorts. J. Jill is the brand name. Beige shorts. Have this little tie string belt. 12P petite large. These sold for $11 plus shipping on top. The next item that sold was this Scott Brenner CD, The Divine Whisper, Christian worship music, sold for $8 plus shipping on top. What's next? The next item that sold was this unabridged audiobook, T. Jefferson Parker, Summer of Fear. This sold for $9.99 plus shipping on top. The next thing was Archers of Loaf, All the Nations. All the Nations Airports. And this is alt rock, alt pop. This sold for $3.49 plus shipping on top. Just trying to get the sticker off of here. I try to take prices off of things, just because when you send something to somebody, a lot of times they get weird about the fact that you charged them more than it was on that sticker, and that's the whole thing about reselling. So I don't really understand the problem with that. The next item that sold was this new in-box Pampered Chef T-Bird Infuser. And this was like a loose tea strainer. Sold for $7 plus shipping on top. The next item was this Orvis new with tags men's long sleeve shirt. It's a large. It's got that dog on it. It says Orvis. There's a tag down here. And this sold for $13 plus shipping on top. Another item from the auction sale is this eyeglass screw repair tool. So I think you can like drill out a screw that's stripped in an eyeglass. It also says it's for other like precision instrument repair. So it looks like this. It's got a couple extra bits with it. But it came out of that Amazon return thing or whatever. It's new in package, so that sold for the cost on this was $1, and it sold for $14.99. The next item was a Chico's blouse, a size 3 or an XL. Chico's has their own sizing. So this solid pink linen button shirt sold for $18 plus shipping on top. The next item also came from the auction. So $1 cost. This is a Jokari Kid Guard multi-purpose protective safety latch for doors and shower like handles. This sold for $9.99 plus shipping on top. I wanted to keep this. Could have technically gone up for more, but I wanted to make sure it got out of here and sold, because a lot of these kid devices, kid guards, they don't really work, and I don't want somebody to pay a bunch of money on it not work for them, and then they send it right back. So I'd rather like make it affordable, and then people say, well, I didn't pay that much for it, so I'm not gonna worry about sending it back. Which if you make it like $30, then and they don't like it, it's coming back. This is a vintage Perrier Cardin, like blue, brown, green with floral, LT, large, tall, Hawaiian shirt. And this sold for $22.99. This sold this morning. And that is everything. Let me just refresh it really quick and make sure nothing else sold. So that was, something else did sell. So I'm just going to go get that really quick. Hold on. Okay. So the last thing that sold was this Old Navy black and white floral pattern knee length A-line skirt, size 14. That sold for $7.99 plus shipping on top. And that just sold like 20 seconds ago. That is an end and sell similar. Let me go back down here and see if there's anything else that was an end and sell similar, because that was working for a while. The denim shorts was a end and sell similar, and O'Lily was an end and sell similar. So I kind of stopped doing that, just not because I wanted to, just because other things got kind of started, like other squeaky wheels had to get greased. So I've been working on the auction stuff for 2 weeks now, trying to get all that stuff up. I have a bunch of sweaters, and they're multiple, so it shouldn't take too long. But some clothing to get up, and there's a few more bathroom fixtures that need to get up, let me get into the listings here. And since I put in a special SKU in my SKU category, everything will come up when I sort it by this thing. So there's 67 different listings, and we know that 3 sold here in this group. So there were 70 listings total, and there were 181 items in those 70 listings. And so the total dollar amount, the pie in the sky total dollar amount of listings so far is $5,707. You know, that's never gonna be realized, but at least you know that I spent $226 on that auction to have over $5,000, probably going to be somewhere around $6,000 in listings. You just know that you're going to make your money back, even if you stink at selling on eBay, which, you know, I know that I don't stink. I'm pretty good at it, but I'm not the best, and you know, but you know that you can come out on top on that kind of a purchase. If you had, let's just say, if you had 67 listings that totaled $500 and you spent $200 on that auction, you know, you probably will make your money back, but you're not going to be happy about what you did, right? It's not going to be a great you know, turnaround on your investment. Like, you would much rather get something better than that. How much is that? That's $64 right there. Let me see if there's anything else. The one I worry about, my purchase that I worry about, is my altered state clearance buyout thing. So there's $68 that I have to subtract from there. So there's $68. I know I spent like $600 on that, and there's $2,100 in listings up on that. 89 items and 73 listings for $2,146. We're gonna minus, okay, so about $2,100 in listings. And let me go over here to the solds and see if we can see. Let's see if it'll come up. Sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, so it is going to work to do this. Let's see here. So 7, 6, that's 13, 26, $37, minus $37 on, oh, it's not going to total it up for me. How cheap. So let's do it this way. So 17 plus 19, 36, 56, 60, 90, 90 plus 60, 150, 170, 180. So far I've made about a less than $200 on a $600 purchase. So I made less than $200 on a $600 altered state clearance buyout. So that's not looking too well, but the auction thing, that's looking pretty good. My storage lockers that I've done, the last few, which haven't been recent, but they have all made money. It's hard to not make money on a storage locker that costs you $20, which I told on a previous video. It was just so dirty I couldn't show it to you guys. It was disgusting, but there were a few little gems in there that you pull out, and we sold a bunch of the stuff at a yard sale too. So I definitely made the $20 just from the yard sale stuff that I put in and people took home with them, because we usually do a yard sale and we'll do like $1 an item, unless it's a piece of furniture or something. So we're pretty on point with our garage sale stuff. We're not trying to keep it, and we just want, if you are looking for something like that, hey, it's going to be cheap, take it. And we don't want to take it to the thrift store. Like, we don't want to. I'm not impressed by the thrift stores and how they're trying to get things into people's hands. Like, they're trying to be pretty greedy around here. So which the amount of stuff that they get, they should not be greedy. They should just be trying to turn and burn it, which is what I think they should be doing. Oh, another sale just came through. I'm going to show you this one. I normally wouldn't do this, but this is a good one. So let me go grab it. Hold on. Okay, so the last thing that sold just moments ago was a Sports Impressions Tom Seaver limited edition figurine. So when I was a kid, I was in 7th, 8th grade, I had a teacher, Mr. Ebert, and you had to journal in English every day, and I just despised it. But he would let me read his baseball card weekly, and I ended up getting a subscription to that because of him, and I got into sports cards because of him. So it was a great part of my childhood, but I grew up in the 90s, so junk wax, and it's not worth anything. So, but I always wanted one of these Sports Impressions figures. I have Danbury Mint figures, or I think they're Danbury Mint figures. I have like Walter Payton. I have like the 85 Bears. I have some other people, Gale Sayers and such. You know what? Now that I think about it, I haven't seen them in forever. I wonder where they are. They must be back up in the closet or somewhere. I haven't seen those in forever. But I had some really nice figures. Huh. I don't know where they went. But this is the base for the Tom Seaver figure. But I always wanted these Sports Impressions ones. And they were way out of my price range as a kid. So, but this is Tom Seaver. It's 3,640 Ks on the front. And it's just a porcelain ceramic figure. I don't think it's numbered or anything. Yeah, 325 out of 500. And this came in a sports memorabilia lot that I bought. The The video is on this channel. It's one of the first videos that I did. Probably one of the first 10 videos that I did. So if you want to go back and check it out, it's there. Had some really good, interesting stuff in that lot. Trying to think, like, they were the two best pieces were the really old hats that were in there. So if you're interested, you could go check that out. I have to figure out how to get him back in here.
I know what you did.
What did I do? What did I do? You're on camera. We'll see how bad this is. Oh, crisis averted. Okay, so that sold for $56.25. Happy to get it to go to, whoever purchased it. I'm glad that they'll be getting that, and I hope they'll love it. It's still got the actual box and the styrofoam and everything that it came in, so it should be easy to ship. It will not go out today since I have all this other stuff I need to get shipped, but I'll probably get to that tomorrow. And that's gonna be it for right now. Like, subscribe if you know somebody who's interested in reselling content. Let them know about this channel. Soon, next month in July, we are going to do a giveaway. We're going to do another eBay gift card, so be on the lookout for that. And thanks for watching. Remember, Jesus loves you, want to have a relationship with you, and just pick up your Bible and give it a read. It's the living Word of God. He wants to speak to you through that. And remember, when you're out at a resale shop or an estate sale or a garage sale, when you find that really awesome item, remember to give yourself a self high five. Catch you on the flip side.